We'll begin with India, the second part of today's pre-match press conference. We have obviously head coach Mr. Manolo Márquez and defender Sandesh Jhingan. We'll begin with one question to each of them before throwing the floor open to questions from the media. Again, please raise your hands, wait for the mics, and introduce yourself and ask your questions. Coach, your thoughts on the game tomorrow?
Hello, good afternoon, or good morning still. First game for the qualifiers for the Asian Cup. Then always the first game is important, and you cannot say that how will be the game. Let's see. But obviously, I feel that can be a good game or bad game, but it's a very short competition. Only the top team qualifies. Then we will try to beat them.
Sandesh, obviously you've had enough experience playing against Bangladesh as well. So, how are you approaching the game?
Good morning. Having played them a few times, one thing we know, not just in football, any sport, when we play Bangladesh, them being our neighbors, one thing we can expect is a lot of high intensity, a lot of passion, high adrenaline. So that's one thing which from experience I can say, and let's see tomorrow how the game turns out to be. Like the boss said, it's going to be a good game, bad game, but we are focused on getting our result, and then we go ahead and look forward.
Okay, we'll take the first question here.
I'm Rashidur Rahman from Bangladesh. I'm asking you to the coach. And you know that in Bangladesh team there are a lot of quality player. Exceptionally, Hamza Choudhury is included in this team. Have you seen any match before of Hamza Choudhury, and how we analyze him? And what do you think about his inclusion in the team? What impact will happen in the match?
I think obviously he's a very good player. He was playing in Premier League, now he's playing in Championship, but his team will promote. Then obviously he's a good player. I think it's good for Asian football, not only for Bangladesh, for Asian football, that this kind of players can play in the national team, because I think that, I don't know if his mother or his father is from Bangladesh, and obviously he's a very good player. There are the good things, the bad things. The good things that I feel that the teammates will be very motivated to play with this kind of players. In the other side, it's true that with only or less than 1 week, the impact in the pitch, I don't know how will be this impact. No, but obviously is a great addition for Bangladesh.
Hi, Coach. This is Ujjwal, this side here from First Post. I just wanted to know, you will be making a lot of changes, I'm expecting, from the Maldives game, because that was a friendly. But you won't really be opening up your cards here. But what I want to know is that, looking at the profile of Bangladesh team, especially which are the areas where you think you would need, let's say, more addition or major changes coming from the Maldives game? And I have a question for Sandesh, but I will ask second.
No, finally the approach to every game is very similar. It's very similar. If you play against Bangladesh, if you play against Maldives, if you play against another team, obviously we are always expecting the best version of the opponent. And then we prepare the game, but obviously we cannot change our style. Playing against all teams, not Bangladesh or Hong Kong or Singapore, the approach will be the same, but obviously you need to know the good and the bad things of every opponent.
Okay, just one more question to Sandesh. You have played many times with Bangladesh, and I'm not going to mince any words. I feel there is a restlessness among them to get a win over India. But do you or the players in the camp ever feel that there is somebody trying to chase you down, or there is no pressure, you just you've never thought about it that we have a winning streak, or let's say an unbeaten streak since 20 years? And yeah,
the question. I think what I've learned in football is it's not just about Bangladesh, even in our club levels and all the games we have played. It's all about how you prepare yourself. And what I've learned is if you're well prepared, you can fight against any team. And if you're not prepared well, any team can beat you. So it's not about focusing on Bangladesh or some other country. It's just about have you prepared yourself in the best way possible. And if you have done that, you're going to go out on the pitch and try to do your best. And I think that mentality or that kind of focus helps you go in every game with a positive and a good attitude rather than focusing, is it Bangladesh or someone? It's just about we as a country, each game, how can we improve, how can we get better? And that's the mindset I try to keep, and I make sure that everyone around me keeps that.
Coach, this is Chanchal from Bangladesh. Coach, last few days you have closed door all the sessions. You didn't give any chance to talk with anybody, not even verbally, not even camera. So what was your plan? At the same time, I like to second.
Sorry,
question.
can you repeat? Because what did I say? Can you repeat the question?
Last few days, your team was totally closed door.
My team?
Yes. All the training session, you didn't give the chance to talk with any journalist or any. You didn't give open the camera.
It's not my problem. I didn't. This was not my. It's not my job. I know that every training session they told me today is the first 15 minutes they can speak. In my case, I'm always open. If I can speak with everyone, I try to do it. I don't know, but this feeling that maybe we want to how is I don't know the verb in English because my English is very bad, but it's about only one game. It's not about we need to hide everything because more or less today in football, this 40, 50 years ago, you can hide some things. Now in modern football is very difficult, no? And
in front of stadium, lot of security. No, you cannot go there. You cannot go there. Please don't move. Don't move. India's coming. India's going. All.
Sir, I think we'll request you to please stick to the questions related to the match itself. We'll move on to the next question.
Manolo here. Hi, I'm Dhiman. I work for the Hindustan Times. Taking a cue from what Sandesh just said, that it's all about preparing yourselves, and which is how you get ready. Given the fact that Bangladesh suspended the league for over a month to get ready for this match, do you think India has prepared in the best way possible going into what is obviously going to be a crunch match?
this is depend of every country. Not every country can stop the competition. If they stop the competition, better for them because they had more time to prepare the game. They spent I don't know how many days in Saudi. Better for them, but as a national team coach, when you arrive to this job, you know more or less that you won't have too many days to train. But this is what it is. It's not an excuse if we win, draw or lose. It's not because this 3 weeks or 2 weeks. I don't know exactly how long was, no, but obviously better for them if they can train. I would like, in fact, for the next game in Hong Kong in June. We have the season in India will finish in beginning May and end of April. We will have time to do this, no? But we cannot stop our competition because the fixtures are maybe longer than in Bangladesh. That I think that they have 9 or 10 teams in the Premier League.
Coach, I am Arafat Jubai. I have a question to you that in your squad, you couldn't include some important players due to the injuries. Do you think that it will impact on match? And besides that, Bangladesh has Hamza Choudhury. Do you think at this point, on the paper, whose team is quite ahead? And regarding another thing is that last few matches, except the Maldives, India couldn't win the match in World Cup qualifiers or Asian Cup qualifiers. So are you feeling more extra pressure as a coach? Because it's your big challenge, because in home match against Bangladesh is a very lower ranking, and Hamza Choudhury, lots of me feeling, are you pressure or the team, are you pressure more? Thank you.
First of all, people who know me, the ranking is a lie. Ranking is a big lie. Because in the ranking you play only against Asian teams, European teams play against European teams. Only the World Cup you play against countries of another continent. Then, for me, there are teams who are behind us or with worse ranking than us, than they are better than India, and opposite. We are better than some teams that they are above us. And the other thing is, doesn't matter is not the correct expression, but we will play with 11 for sure tomorrow. 11 players will be there. 11 players from Bangladesh will be there in the beginning with substitutions. And if we play a good game, we will win. If we don't play a good game, we have less chances. This is very simple, but is what it is.
I feel more pressure because except the Maldives match, India couldn't win the World Cup qualifiers.
Yeah. When I have enough with this question, because when the other day I read, I don't know how many days, 400 days, 480, I don't know, without a win. Now that we win, you ask me the same. Then finally, this always like this. This is football, no? And if we win, I feel that we will finish with these questions, and in the next press conference we'll say, 2 consecutive wins. This is how football works, no? The pressure is not if depend of the former scores or not.
Yes, good afternoon, Coach. My name is Amitabh and I work for the Hindu newspaper. So how do you assess the return of Sunil Chhetri in the team, and do you feel more confident with his inclusion going ahead?
I feel more confident with all the players. The thing I understand, obviously, because Sunil is a legend in Indian football, is the top scorer. But finally, I call him because it's true that in my first games we didn't score goals. We had problems not to create chances, because we create chances in Vietnam, against Malaysia also, even against Syria that we lost 3-0. We miss clear chances. But if you see the Indian top scorers this season, he's the best with a lot of difference. It's true that in ISL most of the clubs play with a foreign striker, but I think that is a great addition for us.
We'll take 4 more questions. Yeah.
I have a question to Sandesh. Here it's me. Hi Sandesh, I'm Partho from Ekatto TV from Bangladesh. After almost 10 months, Sunil came back to the squad and he scored a goal. Did he fulfill the expectation from your side, and do you think he will be a real threat to Bangladesh?
Expectations, I think it's a very confusing kind of a thing. We know he's going to score goals. He's scored 95 goals, so you always expect him to score. And we're just happy to have him back. In that sense, I'm personally very happy to have him back, because now I can talk to someone about how it feels to be a father. We talk about diapers, we talk about schools and all that, so we have that good conversation. And about being a threat to Bangladesh, now he's a threat to every team. The quality he has, it's not just Bangladesh, and every team we play with his quality, he's going to be a threat. And that's that, pretty much.
Question question for the coach and Sandesh Jhingan. This is Johnson, and I'm working on Traveler's Guide to Indian Football. You mentioned like the next qualifier against the next game in June. How important is it to get off to the right start, like with Bangladesh, in terms of like the first competition that you'll be leading the national team?
No, obviously it's very important, but we have 6 games, and every team we know that we need to finish in the top of these 4 teams, because it's the only possibility to qualify. Then obviously every game now, because it's the first, always the first in every competition, in the championship, in every competition, in the local competition. It's important. It's like maybe everyone is a little more nervous because it starts a new competition. But finally, we need to get maximum points as possible to arrive to the Asian Cup. Finally, it's one more game, but it's true that it's the first, no? And it's very important.
The second last question.
Coach Saurabh Mukherjee from Rare Sports. I have a question for you that after inclusion of Hamza Chowdhury in Bangladesh team, there is a great hype regarding the team. But you have lots of match winner in your squad apart from Sunil Chhetri. So do you think the team has lots of strength for this match? What is your take on this?
I'm always positive. I'm always optimistic. You cannot be coach and enter in the pitch thinking that we have a lot of chances to lose this game. It's the opposite, no? We know that not only Hamza, they have very good players. The same coach in the last 3 years. With the same philosophy. Most of the players are the same in the last, for example, the last games in November, practically against Maldives. The players are practically the same after 5 months or 6 months, or 4 or 5 months. Then obviously the continuity is important in one team, but I feel that I feel that if we play a good game, we will win this game. But obviously, if you ask to Javi, for sure that he will say the opposite, no?
The last question.
Coach Parasar from Kelnau. Coach, you have taken some tough decision in squad selection, and recently you have included one young Indian player, young ISL player, Micado Nixon. And there are many experienced players in the queue, but you have selected him. So can you please explain the reason? And I have one person, this sir. Sir, can you give some young player advice to go to abroad and play some European football or other countries in other Asian countries?
In my case, Brandon was injured. We searched a player with similar, not similar conditions. It's more about the same position. I feel that McCartan will be an important player in the future in India, and this is the reason. The only reason. It's not important if they are, no? We were speaking about Sunil the other day. It's not important the age. In this case, McCartan is 20 years old, 2021. But he's a good player. He played a very good season. He scored goals. And player arriving from second line is very dangerous. And I think that will be a good addition for tomorrow. And I hope in the future also.
Yeah, about the players going to abroad, if the player has decided or if he has a dream that he wants to play in Europe or somewhere, whether I say something to him or I don't say something to him, he's still going to follow his dream. So it depends on the player. So if they come and ask me, I will always advise them to always get out of your comfort zone, always push your limits. But then again, if he's already decided, whether I say yes or no, doesn't matter. He'll still follow his dream.
Okay, thank you, Sandesh. Thank you, Coach.